All right, guys, we're back again with another episode of the Marquette Messenger Movie Podcast, and we have a very special guest today.
Hello, I'm Elliot.
I'm Will.
I'm a B. You've seen me before.
I can't get him to stop coming back here, dude. I don't know what it is. Guys, what are we talking about today? What's the word?
Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Black Panther. The Black Panther.
So the Black Panther Party was historically a black nationalist movement that sought to bring separation and yet equality to the black state.
Right. Yeah, that's what this movie's about.
No. No, it's not. That's a different Black Panther.
Yeah. So it's been a while. A lot of movies came out. Did any of you guys see Ready Player One?
Me.
I didn't.
Okay.
Did you like it?
We'll talk to you about that as well. And, I mean, some other movies that are coming out.
You guys seen Logan?
That's an old one.
That was pretty good.
That was really good. All right. We'll talk about Black Panther. No spoilers, then spoilers.
We just gonna jump in?
Maybe Ready Player One afterwards and other stuff. So
wait, what about...
let's just jump right into it.
And let's dive on in.
You started a bit late, but it's okay.
It's fine. All right. So I guess first reactions. What do you guys think? We'll go down the line, starting with Will.
I actually hold on. I already wrote a review for Black Panther. Of course he does. I just want to plug it. I wrote a review for Black Panther. If you haven't checked it out, check it out.
This is the metaphor for how our podcasting goes.
Please go, Will.
Okay. All right. So I thought different from other Marvel movies that I've seen before. Probably one of my favorite, just because it focuses a lot more on the characters rather than the action that's going on.
I've actually never seen a Marvel movie, and this was my very first one, and I actually really liked it.
Are you serious, dude?
Yes, I'm being serious.
What?
You got a lot to watch.
You're like the perfect demographic for that. Like, everybody your age goes and sees these movies.
Go watch Thor 1. It's better.
No.
I thought it was a movie. I had my issues, but it was pretty good.
It ain't no perfect movie, but it's a good one. And they did really great job, and I'm glad they went a little bit different direction with it. But I don't feel like they completely broke out of the formula. But I mean, it's still an enjoyable movie. I'm not gonna sit here and say it could have been like way better, because I still enjoyed this movie for what it was. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll start off with. You want to go categorically, or you just want to go conversation-wise?
Just like specific things, characters, plot points.
So how do you guys feel about the setting?
Yeah.
Setting?
I'll tell you guys how I feel. I think Wakanda is the most unique setting we've gotten, except for maybe like Battle World. What is that? Sakaar. Sakaar with Thor Ragnarok, which is another recent release that we haven't. We talked about Thor, didn't we? Yeah, we did a podcast on Thor, but I think Sakaar is probably like Wakanda's only second to Sakaar.
I forgot that was the
good setting.
What that's the garbage planet where they all fight. Well, in Thor Ragnarok.
That's the one.
Okay, I forgot the name of that place.
Sakaar. Well, I'm really glad you guys got to elaborate on that one. As far as Black Panther as a character, you guys think he's strong?
Sure, yeah.
And like what?
Like as a strong character. Like obviously he's strong.
Obviously.
He can pick items up.
Wow.
Well,
and add them to his inventory.
Yeah.
So
do you think he's a fleshed out character?
Yeah, he's fleshed out, but not completely right now.
Explain that.
So you start out with the movie, he's very nationalistic, loves his country, of course, and he still does by the end of the movie. But the only difference is that from the beginning until the end, he changes his view on, I guess, his foreign policy with... At the beginning, he's just like, I'm closed off. I don't like the outside world.
It's right over left.
And,
it's left over right.
Yeah, you idiot, dude. Come on,
but
man.
Then, at the end of the movie, obviously, he's willing to go out into the world and help other people.
Yeah, that's fair. So, one thing I noticed kind of about his character development in this movie that really, like, he learns a lesson from all the places you would think a protagonist wouldn't learn a lesson. Like, Killmonger's really the only person there that really teaches him anything. Yeah. He looks to his ancestors, he's like, wait, you guys are kind of, like, you're the worst. Like, you guys are just jerks. And really, at the end of the day, Killmonger's philosophy kind of rubs off on him a little bit, even if his methods to attain the means isn't very good.
Well, you know what? It's actually Nakia, Lupita Nyong'o's character, is exactly what he ends up doing in the end.
What do you mean?
Like, what she says is what he ends up doing in the end.
Which is interesting, I think. So that's pretty cool, I think.
She would make a good queen.
That's very non-Marvel movie, because usually villains in Marvel movies are a little bit cackling bad guy.
I want to destroy the world.
It's not always like that, so that's not necessarily fair.
That's why, yeah. I really like that.
Like Baron Zemo, is he really a bad guy?
No.
I don't think he's really a bad guy.
And that's the best part. I don't need a villain that's a villain for being a villain. I need, like, another character that antagonizes the protagonist. An antagonist, not a villain, not a comic book villain.
That's fair.
That's what I really... That's the best
It's very fair.
villain. An actual antagonist.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not just, like, the same dude with the same power set except evil.
Yeah.
And not gray.
Ironmonger.
I'm like talking about every like cinematic
DC
movie villain ever. It's just gray, big gray bad guy. The first Iron Man did that.
Ironmonger.
It's not better than that. It's not above that.
I think there are more examples that are contrary to that than for that in the Marvel universe.
It's fine. They
Red
got
Skull,
better.
genuinely a red person.
He's not gray at all.
He's just a red dude. I know you haven't seen it. Captain America #1. It's a red guy.
Anyway,
I know what he looks like.
You know who Hugo Weaving is?
Hugo Weaving.
He was Agent What's His Face in The Matrix.
Agent
Elrond and Lord of the Rings.
Agent Smith.
He was V in V for Vendetta.
He hasn't seen these movies, dude.
Yeah.
I'm trying, man.
Chill on him.
He's great. He got to his work.
I think Killmonger was like one of the best parts of this
film,
movie. Like
I think.
very good. Like Michael B. Jordan is a like talented actor. Like very good. He's so good as.
I got this sour feeling in my gut at the end of the film because I knew we weren't going to see him in the MCU.
I
again.
know. I wanted him. I wanted more.
Even though I've never seen like a Marvel movie, I still wanted him to be back in like another one because. Well, he's a regular old character, except he has a flaw that makes him evil, which makes the best villains.
Well, even he's a product of what like has happened to him and what he's gone through.
He's a societal outcast.
Yeah, and like and the reason he's angry is valid. It's like if you go through that much prejudice, knowing that there's a whole nation that can help you, you would be angry too.
I think the good news is that Thanos is coming to town.
Oh.
So things could get weird and wacky pretty quick with who's alive and who's isn't.
Thanos is coming to town.
He sees you.
They're gonna ruin that.
Yeah.
They're gonna ruin that, just like Age of Ultron ruined the Pinocchio song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a real boy or whatever.
I can't give
That's how it goes.
Michael B. Jordan enough praise for the performance he did. It was really awesome. I'm a little disappointed they killed Claw like that too. He's another wasted MCU villain. I think you mentioned that, didn't you?
Where? When?
Maybe you didn't mention that.
He's alright.
Add it to the list of MCU villains that we've killed too early. You know what I mean? Like Surtur. Got rid of him too quickly. Surtur.
Thor Ragnarok.
The demon Surtur.
He's the fire.
Also Dormammu.
Oh,
kind
he's
of
the fire.
out of the fight.
The
right
fireman with the big sword, and he's like,
he's
I will stab the Asgard, and he does.
now. They're using up all their big baddies too quickly. The fact that you're already on to Thanos is weird.
But they still haven't done Galactus.
Avengers 5, Skrull Invasion. Avengers 6, Galactus. There's my call.
Yeah, sure.
I think maybe it's the first Fantastic Four movie actually, because they'll get those rights back.
Oh,
I promise.
that other Fantastic Four movie.
God, that's bad.
was-
With Michael B. Jordan, for that matter.
The best
Actually-
Fantastic Four movie that's come out in recent years is probably Incredibles. Just think about it.
That's fair, because that's the formula. You know what I mean? It's a group. It's a superhero
What else-
team.
what
It's
are-
fairly campy.
Another character that I really liked in Black Panther was Shuri, the little sister.
Yeah.
Like she's
She's
hilarious,
Yeah.
and it's not like in that like Joss Whedon like quippy way. It's like actually she's
Genuinely
legitly
funny.
fun. Like legitly, I can't believe I just
Legit.
said that.
Legitly.
She's genuinely like her character's genuinely funny, and it like works well with T'Challa's character. Like they just like
No, I
You
like-
like
they're
the
so
contrast.
good.
I feel that.
Yeah, it works well together, and yeah, I like that. She's the embodiment of tradition versus innovation. Like that's a big theme too.
Yeah.
Even like when M'Baku or the great ape M'Baku
He
steps out onto the field, he's like, you don't respect tradition because you do all these crazy inventions made by her.
You don't know what his name was in the comics?
What, Manape?
Manape.
Manape, yeah. I mean,
You know how awful that is?
that's terrible.
It's so bad.
It's horribly offensive.
Glad they changed it.
Yeah. Anyway, she was great. The supporting cast they were all great.
Very good.
The only thing I didn't feel like was, I mean, I guess she's there, but like, what's her name? Nakia, Lupita Nyong'o's character.
Yeah.
I mean, she's cool, but like, she didn't really do too much other than like help in the action scenes and kind of like talk to T'Challa to the heart. But like their whole like romance thing, I was like, okay, I'll roll with it. I didn't really fully buy it, but whatever.
Yeah, I feel you.
I wanted to see. I really wish we could have seen like, you know, straight up like what's the name of the director? Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler doing like on the street stuff of like California, like the intro would be like we see more than just Killmonger and his dad. Like we see like what happens to Killmonger like as he's growing up, so that you connect to him.
Montage.
Yeah, that way you connect to him more when he finally shows up later.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
There is a weird gap, like after I don't know where the moment is. I think it's after your introduction to Killmonger, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And he goes to like to the falls to fight. Black Panther does, and from that moment until you see Killmonger again, it's quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh yeah, he's in this movie. I forgot. Like that. Yeah. I genuinely forgot. I was like, oh yeah, he's in this movie. I didn't.
And that scene could have been moved around too, which is weird.
But it's like one of those scenes where you can't get rid of. Like this happens a lot in movies where you want to have like a certain thing, but you need this to precede it or something like that. So to like make the fight between Killmonger. Wait, we might be getting in spoilers now.
And we're back. We're using a 60D. This is no good. It's got a recording limit, and I'm not very happy. And we hit the timer. Are you sure it's 20 minutes, or is it 15, perhaps? Probably 15. Okay, but we're back now, and we were just getting into the spoiler section, so this is great timing. Guys, welcome to spoilers.
Go.
Pro tip, you should just cut when we started saying, maybe we should get to spoilers. That sounds like it, actually.
Clap sync.
Killmonger being... Oh, I talked about Killmonger dying.
Whoops.
Cool, it's whatever. It's already a spoilers discussion anyway. It's been long.
It happened.
A lot of people seen it already. Like it's one of the highest grossing movies.
That was the biggest face
It's like the 11th most high selling movie of all time, like around the world, and it's 10th. And
it's also going to be shown in Saudi Arabia.
That's uncommon.
Exactly. It's like going to be the first movie to have like been.
Did they screen it in China?
Yeah, they didn't like it. They said it was too black. I'm not kidding. That's what it was. That was their problem with the movie.
Do you think it would have been more successful as a Chinese protagonist?
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
It's fine. They got a ton of money, and I'm glad. Oh, yeah. Like Ryan Coogler's a great director. Like all the cast is great. Like can't wait to see Creed 2.
Oh God, I'm so excited.
We
never talked about Creed on here. I'd be interested in doing that when we inevitably run out of things to talk about.
I'm gonna watch Fruitvale Station this weekend.
I don't know. I haven't.
What?
It's over my head.
That's the other Ryan Coogler movie.
I haven't seen it.
It's like the first movie that I think it's like the first big movie that he ever directed. Ryan Coogler made Fruitvale Station, Creed, and then Black Panther.
Wow.
Like that's incredible. And he's like
they gave him Creed after one movie?
Yeah.
I guess that counts.
And it's also Michael B. Jordan in that one as well.
Yeah.
So
he just doesn't work with anyone except for Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, and Michael B. Jordan's like a great actor, so...
No, yeah, and honestly, like I think his biggest roles have been with him.
Yeah, and he also works with... Ryan Coogler works with the same composer who also did the music for Black Panther.
Cool.
Ludwig
Göransson.
Van Beethoven.
I don't know how to say his last name. Did you like the music, by the way? The soundtrack?
Oh, yeah.
It's cool.
I thought it fit the setting whenever it played.
I wasn't like banging it in my everyday life.
No,
like most people were. But.
No, I'm not talking about the Kendrick Lamar album.
Oh, you mean the original score?
Yes.
Yes, it was good.
It fits really well.
I think it's better than your average MCU score, which is very generic.
And it has it really brings the whole of Wakanda to life.
Yeah, I think so.
It does a great job.
It feels like an alien but still familiar world.
Yeah.
It's like, what do they call it? It's like Neo-Africanism.
Sure.
That's the vibe.
It's sort of like Wakanda, I guess, represents like if imperialism never happened, you know? What would like an African nation be like? A thriving African nation.
If no one ever said, hey, we're going to exploit an entire continent.
Oppress you.
Yeah.
Freaking communists.
Freaking literally Americans.
Literally Americans.
Literally every other
That's
people.
True.
Jesus, man, I'm out of things to talk about. It was good.
Well, I want to say something about the soundtrack. They have like traditional stuff. Then they have like the more technology, like the...
Techno.
I don't know what... Yeah, I guess Techno.
Technico. Yeah, it did kind of stick with like it sounded. It had the main feature. I saw like a couple of like behind the scenes videos with the composer. He went to like a lot of different African nations and like met a lot of African artists there.
It's cool.
And like met with them and like talked with them and like did some recording. So he found this instrument called the talking drum, which is this tiny little drum that people carry, and like you can hit it a certain way and it'll sound like they're saying something. So if you notice, like the whole theme, that weird sounding drum noise is actually like they hit it so that it sounds like it's saying T'Challa. Like that's what it says.
That's
time.
cool.
And it's a really cool like when you listen back to it, it's like it's really good. I don't know. So, I really like it, and like the score is great. You know, and that drum integrates really well with like I don't know how many piece orchestra it was, but it fits really well with that.
I'll say that this movie has the only CGI that ever stuck out to me as bad in an MCU.
Yeah. Usually Marvel movies are pretty good with it. I don't know what happened.
It was the
with
one
this
scene that bothered me.
Towards the
It was the scene where he's fighting in the dark the first time. It just feels rubbery.
Yes.
And I watched Civil War, and he looks rubbery in that one too.
A little bit, yeah.
And it's the way they animate him. He's supposed to be cat-like, but I feel like they're not doing it.
It looks kind of odd.
It looks like I'm watching The Matrix 2. Not as bad, obviously, but like that's the kind of rubbery, unrealistic motion.
Yeah,
vibe.
and then like the one thing I feel like it should have been obvious, but like at least to the visual effects people, but like the part where you look up the waterfall. Whenever you're looking at something that's super tall, you want to look at the top, right?
Yeah.
But when you look at the top and that, it's not good. It doesn't look good at all. It's
I haven't
like,
noticed that.
The visual effects don't look great. It just looks like copy and paste, and it's kind of like washed out. It looks really bad.
Out of focus.
Yeah, it just doesn't look right. And like the whole fight at the end.
Copy paste.
Yeah, and the whole fight at the end between Killmonger and T'Challa, I really wish it would have been done differently.
I didn't think it looked that bad because I think they're actually doing mocap for that.
It looked pretty bad to me. They're just kind of like, hey, yeah.
I felt it was kind of slow.
I think they actually might be mocapping that though. Or do you not like the choreography?
I don't know. The part where they're on that train track.
I know. I think they're actually mocapping.
But the first part of that. There's like a part where they're just like they're swinging at each other.
The air?
No. That's a Spider-Man 3, by the way. They did a Spider-Man 3.
You're
Black
right.
Panther.
It totally is a Spider-Man 3.
And then they get down on the thing, and then he goes like this, and the other guy's like this, and then they're like da-da-da. And then he swings around, and it doesn't quite look.
It's me and a girl, Spider-Man.
Oh God.
You choose.
Me and you could rule this city together, Spider-Man.
Or we could just fight to the death.
We love her.
Get his heart. Strike his heart.
Bio-digital jazz, man. I love that line.
I like the fact that they have Willem Dafoe quoting Sin Tzu in a Spider-Man film. We actually need to do a Raimi trilogy video at some point, to be completely honest, because I've got so much.
One more thing I want to say about that. I think so. The thing was they had them fight in the train tracks below, mainly so that when they do the thing where like it negates vibranium. I really wish it didn't come to that because it's such like an ideological fight because you already have half of the country fighting against itself. You know, it's like almost its own little civil war. And it's even more personal
Black
because
Panther,
you
Civil War.
watch this nation and you like this this guy and you're rooting for the team. So if they made the events play out such that Killmonger and T'Challa fight on the field in front of everybody, that would have been much better.
You see, I'll tell you why they did that, and I thought about this too, and it's the one thing I actually thought about deeply. One, I'd like to say that the whole fight at the end works so well because we understand and we've met these leaders and we understand their motivations prior to this. Mm-hmm. That works phenomenally.
Like, what's the dude's name? Daniel Kaluuya's
the guy who's from Get
actor.
Out.
Yeah, you completely understand his motivation.
And then his wife or his girlfriend.
Okoye, the general lady.
Yeah, her motivations.
She's loyal to the throne. She's loyal to the country.
So, and then I think they separate them off because really it's not an ideological fight at the end of the day. I think Killmonger's real motivation is that he's just angry he wasn't accepted somewhere. And that anger is completely directed at one person, and that's the king. He felt like it
was all his fault.
Rejected him. You know what I mean? So I think them fighting alone is symbolic of the fact that really he didn't have an issue with the country. It was this one guy.
You can still have that. You can still have them fighting each other alone. Nobody else is going to beat them. They're in their cat suits. Who's going to fight them? they're impervious to everything else.
I just feel like I think it's good symbolism. I understand why
You can still have that symbolism on the field when everybody's watching them because they're fighting each other. They're still fighting each other.
How are you going to have symbolism of being alone when you're in front of people?
But that's how the first waterfall fight was. They're still fighting in front of the people of the nation.
But that fight's not about that personal fight.
It's still a personal fight, but they're separated from everybody else. But they're watching.
I think there's
it's still good parallelism. You can still have it, and it would be very climactic for like the ending. I just feel like that would have been much better because I don't really like the fight that happens.
I'm gonna firm disagree with you on that one.
Ooh.
All right, agree to disagree.
It's me or the girl.
You make your own Black Panther movie then.
Pay me.
So
do you have anything else to say?
Yeah.
If not, then I'm going to talk about Sam Raimi for half an hour.
What about Ready Player One?
I haven't seen it. I don't.
I haven't seen it either. What are your impressions so far of the movie? Well, just like no spoilers, because I'm probably going to go see it this weekend.
It's bad.
Well,
That's
at the beginning, it has some weird camera angles because it's all CG because of the Oasis and stuff. So it's kind of weird. They do this odd
Is it
camera.
Dutch? Is it okay? So
Steven
Dutch angles
Spielberg
when he
won't
tilts.
do a Dutch angle.
Steven Spielberg.
It's kind
would
of
do a Dutch
odd
angle.
because, well, he's walking into this building and it's just this weird camera angle I've not seen. It's not really far out, like, compared to where he is.
Okay.
But it's not right.
Is this like a scene like in the real world or in the Oasis?
In the Oasis.
Oh,
He
okay.
already said that.
Did you see the movie too?
No, he already said.
Oh, sorry. I was watching Alex like shake his golden.
He said it before I shook my golden locks. Thanks. Yeah. I'll tell you what I feel about it. I don't care, and I will. I refuse to care.
I read the book and
I've also
I
read the
at
book.
first liked it. Then I thought about it and I was like, "This is the most bland
It's
story
hollow
ever."
because you're gonna have that much cameo. At what point is it not its own work?
Yeah, and I feel
tell you
like
what, a while ago.
the movie is probably better. Will probably work better than the book because there's just a whole like the one part that I think a lot of people like to say is like emblematic of the whole entire book is literally where it's just an entire page and a half where he's like, check out my DeLorean. It has this from this thing and it has also this and I added this extra thing from this
that's
other
like
movie.
a whole thing.
And I was like, why? I
It
don't.
just, the
Oh
book
my God.
stops.
It's very, and it's very.
Whenever it references
And the
anything.
main character, he's like smart, but like everything works
Hollow.
out for him.
Oh.
He's a-
And like the whole relationship that
But
he has
Gary
with the
Sue.
girl, it's like it's creepy. It gets
Oh,
like real
yeah.
creepy, and he's
Yeah.
also very bland. Like I don't know anything else about him, other than he's good at 80s.
Yeah, he's good at
references.
trivia.
Steven Spielberg directed E.T. It's a far better film.
Steven Spielberg only directed the like 30 minutes of live action there are in this movie. They're like, Steven Spielberg, if we put your name on this project, it'll look good. Just do the live action bit, and my guy Gary in the back will do the rest on the computer. All right, thanks.
Steven Spielberg directed Star Wars.
Steven Spielberg did Black Panther.
Steven Spielberg is the Black Panther.
Steven Spielberg is James Franco as the Green Goblin in Spider-Man 3.
That's actually the Hobgoblin.
Dane DeHaan was not a better Green Goblin than James Franco.
I'm the other guy, Pete. It's me.
I'm the other guy. Dude, I have to watch Spider-Man 3 again.
rewatched it.
I have to watch again. After that donkey video, I have to watch it.
I like the part where Mary Jane refuses to tell him that she got kicked out of the play, but still is like super pissed off when he's insensitive about it. But like he doesn't know. He's like, "Oh, you're so great on Broadway." She's like, "No, she just got kicked off." But then she's like, "Pete, you don't understand me." And he was like, "No, I get it. I know what it's like to be famous. Like he's just trying to be nice."
Nope.
Oh no.
It's okay. I'm just babbling. Abi, you want to go hit record?
I don't wanna
so
record it anymore.
I'm just gonna keep talking
Keep going.
about Spider-Man.
Can I get a little blurb in on A Wrinkle in Time?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Let's talk about that.
Actually,
God
please,
save us.
go for it.
I've
Should I
also
just
seen
start
it.
going?
Yeah, go.
Oh, okay.
Tell me what you thought.
Everything except for the CGI sucks. Like,
I also can agree.
So it's a
bad.
hollow movie.
very bad. The main
But
character-
conceptually, it's so cool.
I know.
Stop peeking the
gotta
mic.
peek. Really bad, I know.
Okay, the characters. Chris Pine is the only good actor in the movie.
Oh, not even
Oprah's
Oprah?
there.
That's a
Oprah's
stretch.
just bland.
Oh,
Like
not even Reese Witherspoon?
Reese Witherspoon, she's not convincing.
What about Mindy Kaling?
Mindy Kaling, she's
a person. She's there.
What about Zachary Galifianakis?
Oh, him. Oh wait, that's right. Yeah, he's the other good guy. But
Galactanakis?
the problem is.
So you're saying only the
Hey,
men
let
are
him
the
talk.
good
You haven't
actors in
seen
this
All right,
movie.
Abhi. Only the white man. Okay,
Go
let's.
for it.
That's only
so,
a meme because you're kidding.
Chris Pine and Zach Galifianakis.
The other
I
guy.
think.
It's
Yeah. They're only in the movie for a total of 10 minutes. And
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, Chris Pine, maybe he gets an extra 5 minutes.
It's because he was too busy doing Wonder Woman because it took him that long to do the CGI in this movie. Sorry.
No.
Keep going.
Yeah, the main character, Meg, played by Storm Reed, she's bad. Just a Mary Sue. Like, she has a really good start. You know, the base for it works. It's good.
Okay.
But she just ruins it. And, yeah,
Well,
you can speak.
Can he? Can he will.
Sorry.
She just stands there and is like, I don't want to go on this adventure thing because I don't trust you. And then, 2 seconds later, I'll go. It's fine.
You know,
it's only my dad I'm gonna go find. Only my dad.
That's a mark of a good
It's
movie.
me and your dad, Spider-Man. You choose.
Yes. You are my brother, Chris Pine.
I didn't ever like you in a film.
You didn't like Chris Pine?
Name one good movie besides Wonder Woman.
Star Trek.
That's very subjective.
Only the first one.
The first one's not that good.
And by the first one, I mean the 2009 J.J. Abrams directed one.
I like Wrath of Khan. He's not in that.
You mean Into Darkness? My name is Khan.
really-
I've never met you before. Who are you?
I really loved him as Percy Jackson.
Logan Pine?
Dude, that's Percy Jackson.
Logan Lerpine?
Did you notice that kid looked exactly like Chris Pine?
Does he actually?
Look him up.
Oh, no.
Alexandria Daddario's in that, and she's like 20.
Yeah, what?
Oh.
Why?
And I felt really weird about being attracted to her at first, but then,
No, it's okay. She's 20-something.
yeah.
She's actually much older.
Which made me feel much better about myself.
What do you want?
It was a 15 minutes mark.
Yeah, they just gave us the boot,
the-
man.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah,
15 minutes to go.
The supporting cast was also really weak and bad. Like, the third most main character, I'd say Calvin. He contributes
Who?
nothing. It's a kid named Calvin.
Oh, yeah, he
it's
just
Meg's
sits
friend. He just appears out of nowhere. He's like, so Meg is going on a walk with her
Okay.
younger brother, and he's just like,
Wow.
I was guided here.
Yeah, he literally does that, and they go into this old lady around, even though they're
I wouldn't trust a kid like that.
No,
And then-
no, okay,
That's
He's
There-
definitely
there's-
doing drugs.
His dialogue is, "Ooh, Meg, I like your hair. You're pretty. Guess what?
Okay, so what you're saying
everyone
is...
else hates you, but I think you're cool.
Yeah, so what
just
you're-
because I was written
Let's
into
talk
the
about
story.
Creed now. I'm
No.
sad.
So what you're saying is that this movie was written by adults who don't know what kids talk like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or how kids talk.
Yeah, the
If you're
racists
moved-
in Hollywood.
My problem with Calvin is that if you remove him from the movie, nothing changes.
That's the
Except
mark
it
of a
gets
good
better.
character.
Actually, probably.
Even
Meg
DuVernay should stick to the smaller
Meg
movies.
loses a forced love interest, and you don't hear as many jokes that
She's
are...
12, isn't
bad.
she, in this movie?
She's 14.
She's 14.
So, never mind.
Charles Wallace was kind of off.
Charles Wallace.
So it's a disaster of a movie.
yes.
And
I
I
was
think,
extremely disappointed.
and I think it's because Disney's trying to make new Disney parks because they're running out of
That's
franchise.
not what that
Probably.
is.
They're definitely
Well, I
not
mean,
because
there's a
they still
20
have all of
Because that's
them.
definitely not a franchise film.
There's a
No.
there's a 20
there's
minute...
multiple books. If this succeeds,
It
even
won't.
if people don't like it, they'll
Right.
still probably make a new one.
No,
No,
but Disney's
Disney
smart enough to
doesn't
know
do
when
that.
their stuff fails.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
their live action stuff flops.
Yeah, and
continuously.
They
Name
never.
a good live action film by Disney that's not in like the last few years that isn't a reboot of
Christopher Robin.
That was a lot of caveats there. Elliot
Harry
Jorgensen.
Potter. Tron Legacy did actually
Good
it
is
did well.
subjective there.
Yeah, well, it did good for most studios.
Well.
That would be a good profit. Like
So,
it made a profit. And
Let
it
me
made
put out
quite
the
a bit of
fact that
money,
Tron Legacy
but
is not a good film, but it's campy, and I still love it.
I love it.
I like it because
Too
it's in
much.
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
That's fair.
I like Kingdom Hearts
That's
now.
fair. That's fair.
I was saying before
But
that I
no
hated
Daft
Kingdom
Punk.
Hearts.
Guys, have you seen Creed?
I have not.
Oh my god, it's so good. Have you seen Rocky?
It's so good.
Rocky, no.
Dude,
You haven't seen
I
Rocky
need
1
to-
through Balboa?
No,
I want to
check
see
this out.
Rocky,
Alex,
but I don't know where.
Alex, I've never seen any of the
See.
Rocky movies,
Oh,
and
no.
I've seen Creed.
That's actually not that bad of a thing.
And Creed is still really good.
Yet it was still emotional for you?
I know, yeah, because I still know, like, I mean, I've heard, like,
it's enough universe building in there to get it.
Yeah, I already know, like, and most people know
Watch
who
Rocky first, right? At least the first Rocky.
Okay, is Creed in the same universe as Rocky, or is it just...
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's a direct sequel.
Because Sylvester Stallone as Rocky is in that movie.
Oh, okay.
As Rocky.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's pretty great.
And even, I haven't seen Rocky, but, like, you know, people know what Rocky is. It's such a classic movie.
The fact that you guys haven't seen Rocky tells me that your fathers never did you justice, and they're bad dads.
My dad is Indian, and he's only shown me Indian movies.
Dude, if your dad doesn't know every punch that Rocky throws, he's a bad dad.
A bad white dad. That's what you're saying.
There's a scene in Creed where he's like mirroring how his dad's Apollo Creed, and Apollo Creed fought Rocky.
And he's watching it on the TV.
And it can mirror every punch. And it's one of the coolest scenes. It's on like a projector. It's really cool. Really
I love that scene.
Cool.
That's a perfect scene. It's like on a big projector. It's like
it's
just as big as he is. And he's like, you know, doing exactly what it is. I love that moment.
I love the fact that he's like a rich kid, but he's also never been handed a thing when it comes to boxing.
Yeah.
And they make that a point. Like, yes, he has the wealth resources, but as far as this career, he worked for it.
He's not privileged. He doesn't at all, like, take it for granted mostly. He really, and that's like the main driving force behind like why he leaves his home, like his nice, beautiful home, and his nice mom, adopted mom. I don't remember what happened there.
That's his
wife. That's
Apollo cheated on her, and then had a kid with the other lady. So stepmom.
Yeah,
stepmom.
I guess.
But not really adopted, because I think she also had legal custody of him initially.
Yeah, whatever. So it's
his mom. He calls her mom.
Yeah, not his biological mom though. And she kind of stops him from leaving the house, but he goes to find Rocky Balboa, stays in like this kind of crappy apartment
in Philly.
Like, in Philly, yeah. And you really get the feeling that like Philly is like, you get the identity of Philly.
I get the vibe.
Yeah, you like really get it.
Toughest people in the world.
It's not at all forced upon you, like, because he comes to Philly. Rocky's like, this is what. Oh my God, turn the lights on.
It's fine, okay, dude. There's no video.
Okay.
It's okay.
I'll get the lights.
And it's like, and I really love that aspect of it too, which I did not expect at all when I watched. And I knew going into Creed what the story was about. I just had no idea how it would play out.
Yeah.
So I actually really appreciated how much they put, or like how kind of like they made Philly a character without like forcing it upon you know.
So is it kind of like a, I guess, coming of age story or a story?
No. I'd say it's more of a.
I mean, not literally.
It is basically a mirror of Rocky 1.
Yeah. I think that's what.
And Rocky is almost its own genre. It's like a sports flick, but it's definitely not a sports flick. Does that make sense?
Like the fights are very well choreographed, very well shot.
You know how many real punches he took to make it look good? Because Rocky actually like got punched in the face a bunch.
I've seen like behind the scenes of the shooting of Creed, and
no, he takes punches.
He takes like actual punches, yeah.
Oh, geez.
Which is, and apparently he'd like probably too many.
Yeah.
But
probably not healthy.
Same thing.
Because it's not like, you know, they're doing like a match in the movie, and I don't know if that's the last fight is one take, but the first big fight that he has, it's all one take, and you're in it. It's
pretty cool.
It's really well done.
Well, the first fight he has is about 15 seconds.
Is it really?
Well, he's fighting in Mexico, and he knocks this dude out like.
No, it's the other dude that he has to like
Leo?
really work against. Yeah.
The one that he's trained at the guy's gym.
I think it was him. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's cool.
I've only seen the.
It's not one take because you have rounds.
Oh yeah, but for the most part, like during the fighting itself.
Yeah, it's almost like watching boxing.
And cool. The camera's like right in there.
And that's how the first 2 rounds of the last fight are.
Is it? Yeah, I don't remember.
But then you can get a montage of later rounds, which is fine. Because you get a vibe of how the pace is and what's set, so you know exactly what's happening. You don't miss any story beats. That's what's
important. Still very tense. Like
no, definitely.
Like they did it perfectly.
And it's all narrated by Rocky in that last fight. It's very cool.
Oh yeah.
It's not narration; it's like what he's telling him from the corner.
And Michael B. Jordan's like his performance is like really good.
I think that's his best film.
Like he's
by far
completely believable, and you can tell how good of an actor he is because he did this and then like went to Killmonger after that.
And now he's going back to Creed.
Completely different character, like, and he still completely sells it. Like I don't see Creed at all in him when I look at Killmonger. I see Killmonger, and that's That's the
hair
mark of
helps
a
with
good
that
act. Yeah,
one.
that's true.
But also the differentiation, just tone and body language.
Exactly,
definitely.
yeah, and so he knows exactly what he's doing. I heard he apparently did some Heath Ledger Joker kind of like method acting.
He was
took some
just
tips from that.
It wasn't like, hey, I'm gonna lock myself in a room
No,
and take antidepressants.
Yeah.
He
It's
wasn't
like,
that ridiculous, but like,
It's just like, hey, I'm gonna be kind of pissed off.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he took that route and it really paid off. Like he did really well.
Closing thoughts.
Well, Black Panther's a good movie. A Wrinkle in Time is
Is
Not a
horrible
good
one.
movie.
And Ready Player One's a good flick if you just want to see some fun CG action. Am I right?
Anything?
Ready Player One's good if you like video games.
The Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy is the best trilogy of films.
All right, we'll see you next time on the Market Messenger
God
podcast.
bless you, Sam Raimi.
Yay.
You're a beautiful man.
Me and you could rule.